Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where after spending last episode basically doing nothing except building ships, that was maybe not the most exciting episode in the world, we are going to head in and we're not going to catch these guys, but we're going to head down and chase them a bit, is the idea here. So we're going to hop into the Tabat system. We should probably bump this right on up to fastest speed. And let's see if we want to do anything about Nafuj here. Actually, there's things we can absolutely do here. So we know that we need a housing district. We're going to put that in. This is currently set up as a forge world. Fair enough. I'm going to put in an industrial district. I'm going to boost up this alloy megaforge. And do we want to build a civilian fabricator here? Kinda no. I'm going to put in a couple extra industrial districts. That should be fine for now. We've got this foundry station here. There's really not much we can do there other than like resettle these to somewhere where we have available jobs. Like, actually this tech world. So we'll move those guys on over to the tech world. That'll be fine. Cool. No problem there. What else do we need? We need this agro world? Really? This is not going to be an agro world. This is a very awkward agro world. So we're going to make this be a forge world. And we're going to clear off these tile blockers, but more important is going to be getting an alloy foundry in here. So we're going to do that top priority. Beautiful. Anything else that needs to be done here? That is a negative. Okay, so we're heading on over to Tabat here. I want to make sure we have all of our units grabbed here. We're going to let them head on over, and I just want to make sure that they're moving to the correct location. It would appear that they are, so that's looking good. And then we're going to jump down over here and see what we can catch. These guys are just chilling at this jump point, which is interesting. I actually like that. That's very good. We're okay with this. So the month tick occurs, and we're going to hop in and get ourselves 26,000. I don't know how accurate that is. 213 dark matter, apparently. We only have 45 here. We'll get what we can. This is all going into the alert swarm, of course, at this point. I suspect it's going to be a little bit more than 25,000, but the question is how much. So we're now in position here. And I'd like to jump straight in. This is going to be an excellent situation for us. We'll all arrive basically simultaneously. And here we come. I've paused the game here because we're going to turn on our edicts. This is a fairly large fleet that we're going to be fighting. So we're just going to make our way through all of these. Beautiful. So that will do. And in we come.
Engaged.
And we just happen to start in close range, which is great. And apparently we're immediately leaving close range, which is less great. Why are we going down here? Are we moving to engage this fleet? Maybe. We did a hefty amount of damage up here before we moved out of range, though. So I guess that's good. Yeah, we're taking more losses than we needed to because of these guys. They're just heading to the star. I really wish this bug was fixed. Paradox, please fix this. We're going to win the fight. But we're taking unnecessarily high losses up here. Now, we did wipe out that fleet. I didn't see them retreat. So that's good. And now we're actually fighting here. Okay, so what all did we destroy? Well, we didn't destroy all of it, for sure. And we certainly took some losses. How are we doing on the price of alloys? 26! Okay, that's really expensive. We are going to make our way up over to here. And we're going to continue to reinforce these fleets. I want to go from here. Okay, so we can't get all of them in the arranged swarm reinforced yet. Got it. I would absolutely love to get more alloys here, but for now, this will have to do. So we're going to position up over this way. Now, if we were to go in from here, would this be okay? Maybe. There's a lot of fleet power here. I don't know if we would win this or not. I legitimately don't. We're getting into position, and I want to continue to reinforce specifically this fleet up here. So that gives us a battleship and puts us at full strength. Okay, beautiful. For this, Ah. We are now officially lacking dark matter. So we're going to buy like 150 dark matter here. And we'll continue to reinforce this fleet. So this one is now considered full strength. Beautiful. Vigilant Swarm is going to need a little bit here. So we'll wait for... This is going to need, what, 8 ships here? 4 of those are destroyers? All it needs is 4 destroyers. Okay. That's going to be pretty cheap. We should be able to get that done this month tick. There we go. Beautiful. So the planned swarm is going to need a little bit more. We're probably not going to quite get that done. Yeah, not quite. The set swarm is, of course, good to go. The rigged swarm took some real damage, though, which is sad. Okay. Well, we are going to attack at some point in the near future. The question is, which point? I see that these guys went up to Bitrius, which is fascinating. This is currently somewhat weak. Do we just go for it? Maybe we do. Are there any other edicts that we can utilize to boost up our fleet power at all? We're going to take big losses no matter what. I mean, fleet supremacy doesn't really help all that much. Let's see. Potentially? I don't think any of these are actually helpful here. To be clear, we're not in home territory, so I'm not expecting that we get a lot of these bonuses because we're designed to be defensive, right? But I say that we head on in here. Well, let's just get into position here. Let's give it until the month tick to get some of the reinforcements on the way in. We can see, like, here's a battleship coming in. We know these are going to keep streaming in basically forever. I'm not going to wait for all of them. That would be waiting altogether too long. I'm going to sell off some of these resources. And we're going to use those to buy in a tiny amount of alloys. The alloy price is so expensive. It is so expensive. We're going to wait for the month tick here. And we're going to get the planned swarm brought back up. We should be able to get that with this month tick. So we're on the 28th right now. Ooh, there's a Titan coming in. Okay, I'm glad I waited. Beautiful. So we'll reinforce the planned swarm. That's now at full strength. The set swarm is good to go. The ready swarm we can reinforce. That's now at full strength as well. Is that really? Yeah, it really is. Okay. So the rigged swarm, of course, needs a fair amount of work here. However, its Titan just arrived, so that's great. I think now that that Titan is here, I think we go. It's going to take us 19 days to get there. And we're going to take huge losses. We're definitely going to take big losses here. But we'll see how it goes. Engaged. They're weaker than they would be because they have... There's a fleet that is, or was, down here. It appears... No, we blew it up here. That's right. Right. So they've got a fleet here, and they've got a fleet up here. Now, this fleet, I believe, might be their 250K that we blew up. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to be bombarding them from range here. But it's going to take us time to get closed in. The fact that they're going to be fairly close to the star is good for us here. And we can definitely intercept these that are coming in with our point defense. So we'll see how this goes. It's this force here that's going to be dangerous. We're going to take losses no matter what. There's no doubt about that. So we're peeling off here. We're working on this station a little bit. We have a force heading over here. I don't love that. But we're mostly fighting this force here. Okay, they're peeling back. This is good. This is good. We are certainly taking losses. But that's to be expected. Like, we can see our ship count just dropping here. It's not pretty. But I think we're winning this. So that's great. We are seeing reinforcements coming in, and we're going to need to hit these reinforced fleet buttons, right? This is going to be very expensive to fully reinforce. We know this. We know this. We knew from the beginning that this was going to be tough. The question is it too tough? This guy, I think, must have been on his way in to reinforce. Surely we're not down to only one ship in that fleet. Right? I'm reasonably confident in that. How are we doing here? They're down to 281k? Okay, we're definitely chipping through them here. 206, 200, 170, 150. Now that we're through their shields, things are going much, much better for us. 100k, 70k. And the big fleet is gone. So is this station. We're now engaging over here.
Incoming inquiry.
These guys are hovering around the star. I wish that they wouldn't do this. These guys are going to take more losses than are strictly speaking necessary, but I think we've still got the damage coming in to do this. We may end up having to retreat this fleet. We'll see. Yeah, we've got the damage. It's fine. But these guys are just hovering around the star being pointless. I wish they wouldn't do that. That's my, honestly... Okay, I have about 2 issues with Stellaris right now. This is one of them. The other one is I don't care for the, like, meta that the AI has created for us of spamming fortresses on our planets. I personally prefer the design doctrine of the planets in Stellaris being more production focused, and I think that there shouldn't be as many ways to get naval capacity as there is in the game right now. That's just my opinion. So those are the 2 major problems that I have with Stellaris at this moment. Now we're going to go hover over Sterilization Hub, and we're going to take a look through here. And of course, there's always the perennial late game performance problem, right? That's just endemic to Stellaris at this point. We're going to have to decline that. We're at 0 influence right now, but that's just because our naval cap is a wee bit on the low side right now. Look at that, 200k. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Now these guys are going to come back and attack us here. That's not shocking. They basically were required to. And we're going to blow them up too.
Research
we can win this. Oh, look at this. We're just going right back to the star for no reason whatsoever. These guys are not engaging. Which tells me that we should probably not go with these big Corvette close-range fleets, and we should probably go with the fewer, longer-range fleets, just to help alleviate that problem a little bit. That would probably help. Okay, let's get bombarding over the Sterilization Hub. Cool. So this is under control at this point. I want to check up over here. Looks like there are some forces up this way. They don't have that fully under control yet. Looks like they have eliminated this down over here in Rigor. Is this still a contingency hub? I think I saw one in there somewhere. Yeah, there's a Sterilization Hub up here. Cool. So that's dealt with. We dealt with this one here, and it looks like this one is being managed. It's not done yet, but they'll get there. Cool. We should turn off our edicts. Definitely. That is all of these guys. They do not need to be active now. We're not planning on fighting for a while. And we're going to continue to work on reinforcing our fleets. There we go. I can't remember. Did we have this in sequential crisis mode or not? I might have to go back and check that. Wait, can we see the rules from the pause menu? Settings? No. I don't think we can. I might have to go back and check what rule I chose. Okay, that's going to be mildly awkward, but I'll just have to go back to the first video, I think, and take a look at that. I can't remember if I chose sequential crises or not. This is only the first crisis, if we did. But I am interested in ending this series soon. I feel like it's largely run its course at this point. So we're going to wrap up our bombardment here of the Sterilization Hub. After this is done, I expect these guys to declare on us basically immediately after the crisis is over. And then we're just back to the standard thing, right? And our Federation has this fully occupied at this point. That's not shocking. I suppose we could send our armies to go help out with that, now that I think about it. So we could send these guys over, say, here. And we would land here. Cool. Should be pretty simple. We'll be able to make our way in there pretty quick. And we'll just work our way through that, just that little bit faster. There we go. No problem whatsoever. There's actually a Colossus here. A pacifier. Does that even work on sterilization hubs? I don't know. He's moving into position. He's firing. Okay, I mean, I'm fine with this. The sterilization hub being pacified is good by me. So yeah, if we look at that, that's that global pacifier. So will this even work? I don't know. We'll continue our bombardment just in case. We're up to 12% bombardment here. So we would have that destroyed relatively soon. I wish we could see what his charge level was, but we're not allied to him. We're also not at war, though. So I do wish that we could see the charge level when we're not at war. That would be a nice little feature, but I understand we're not allied. But he's definitely preparing to fire that thing. Well, good luck with that. Cool. So basically the contingency is dealt with, right? We never expected it to be a huge problem for us. Like, between the two federations, they're both very capable of taking care of this. I mean, we're capable of taking care of it if we wanted to. Oh, we're out of dark matter? Okay. We're going to need quite a lot of dark matter. I'm going to buy in 250 here, and we're going to continue to reinforce these fleets. We're going to need more than that, that's for sure, but that'll keep us afloat for a bit. Beautiful. So we're involved in that invasion. We're at 17% bombardment here. It looks like oh my, everybody showed up here. Okay, there's a lot of forces here. I kind of wish they had gone up over here. But okay. We'll head up over there once we're done with this bombardment, or once the planet killer is done, right? So that would be absolutely fine. Why are we still at 889? I feel like we should have been rising up a little bit in terms of our fleet production. Are we making, like, Titans? A couple of destroyers. I didn't see what was in that mega shipyard. Destroyers, cruisers, corvettes. No? Okay. It's just going kind of slow. Sure. I mean, in this system at this point, it's going to go slow with the amount of resources that are here. To be honest, we don't need to be here anymore. And I'm thinking about telling these guys to just go get repairs up over at Rilsamot. So they would go enter the mega shipyard. Apparently we're having an autosave. They would go up to the mega shipyard. We'll let the AI take care of that bombardment. And we're going to just continue to reinforce our fleets here. So this fleet is at full strength. The Prime Swarm still needs some work, so we'll continue to work on that. I just want to go from top down at this point. The Rig Swarm is actually just a Titan. Okay. Well, we've definitely got that. Okay, Sterilization Hub 001 has been destroyed in the Obesiuk system due to the impenetrable shield. Yeah. So that Colossus, we can't really see it through all of the ships there, but there is a shield around it that the Colossus just erected. Cool. So we're heading back, and at this point, I'm expecting all of the Federation's forces to head over here and just go deal with Kuiper. And we're going to let them. I'm not going to bother with that. We need to get a lot of ship reinforcement done because we know that this is going to declare on us very quickly. The real question at this point is how long do we want to keep this going for? And the answer to that is I'd like to go back and check to see if we have sequential, what's the term I'm looking for? I cannot think of their name right now. Crises. Sequential crises. There we go. Got there in the end. I'd like to see if we've got that. In fact, I could go check that right now while I'm thinking about it. I will be back in just a moment. Okay, I went back and checked, and we are indeed on Crisis Type All. So we should get the sequential crises that are boiling up in power. I don't know if we're going to go through all of it. I'll have to think about that. For the time being, I'm not committing to immediately ending this series, but it will be relatively soon. Do we want to go through all three crises? We know that this is going to be the weakest of the three. So there's that. That should shake up the end game somewhat.
Commencing
The
seizure
main
of
thing that I
planetary
don't
asset.
want is just... yeah, we vote yes on this. The main thing that I don't want is to just constantly be fighting these guys and just trading systems back and forth forever, right? That's the main thing that I don't want here. And to be clear, I feel like we've been winning each of those trades. But at the same time, I don't know, it just feels a little stagnant to just be fighting the same people over and over again. So we'll see what we want to do after this crisis is over, which will take a little bit yet. I want to get our fleets rebuilt for sure. So I'm not committing to ending this series right now, but I am committing to ending it soon. Soon. So that's the way that that's going to end up going. We have these guys chilling here. Yeah, that's completely fine. So we know that we were working down here on the Vigilant Swarm. Okay. I want to check down over this direction, down in Rigor. They still have a sterilization hub over here, somewhere in all of the lag. Here it is. That is at 9%. Wow, that feels like they bombard so slowly. Okay. Well, that's at 9% at this point, and we do see some, actually, 644,778. That's a powerful fleet. Is that their Federation fleet? Oh, that's the Awakened Empire's fleet from down here. Okay, that makes more sense. So they're just moving through this way. Presumably they're going to go attack down this way. They may be able to win that. But we can see here that, yeah, the AI definitely skews a bit heavier in its ship types than we do. And actually, with our fleets being a bit lower, this might be a decent time to back off a little bit on some of our corvettes. So I would take this back to 50, and that would buy us enough space. I want to check in here. Yeah, 9 Titans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is correct. So we would then be able to bring this up to, say... I don't think we'd be able to double this. 16, yeah, we would not. I'd like to do like 16, 8, 4, perhaps. But I don't know that that's a thing that we really want to do right now. I mean, ultimately, I don't want to do it at all. Ultimately, I want this to be extraordinarily Corvette heavy. Because I just feel like it works better when the game doesn't bug. I think it's not designed to be this Corvette heavy. But here we are. At the same time, I don't feel like a battleship is worth 8 Corvettes. I really don't. So that's where we come down to, right? We've got that naval cap issue. In reality, maybe we should just do nothing but Corvettes, but... I mean, that runs into some staying power problems, especially if you don't have a Titan in there. And the Titan needs some form of defensive structure when the Corvettes are intended to all swarm in, right? Ultimately, what we really want is Paradox to just fix that hover around the star bug. That's what I'd like more than anything there. That would be ideal. For now, of course, we're going to continue to work on reinforcing the Vigilant Swarm here. The Prime Swarm is good to go. We should just be waiting on those battleships to show up. And we're making 4 cruisers here, so we just need 2 battleships. We should have that on the next month tick. That seems magnificent. So right about now. There we go, 2 battleships. We are at full strength. So now the planned swarm is going to be the next one. That's going to require quite a bit. Hang on, are we lacking any Titans? Maybe down in the alert swarm. Okay. That's noted. And for now, that's fine. I want to check in on our jobs. We've got a Forge World job here. Actually, technically, this is a housing issue. And I would like to put in housing here. So a luxury residence. That will give us amenities and housing. So that'll be good. We'll get that put in there. No real issues. What else do we need? This generator world. Okay, we could definitely upgrade our energy nexus here. That sounds good. Do we need any other jobs there? No, only the one. So that'll do the trick. What else do we have? Well, that's it for now, actually. Cool. So we're going to hop into the planned swarm, and we're just going to continue working on reinforcing this fleet. Yeah, we took heavy losses from that battle, but that was honestly completely expected. It looks like they didn't actually attack over here. Interesting. Well, if we need to, we'll go take care of that ourselves, but I'm hoping to not need to. We're going to continue to work on the planned swarm, and we know that we're going to be getting these done, assuming that they need to be built from scratch, which they don't. Assuming that they need to be built from scratch, we're going to get one of these done about every 15 months. Based on what we know about how much this costs. Which isn't that bad, really. We're still working on planned swarm here. We're going to need a lot more dark matter. That's for sure. So how are we doing on that? We could actually buy in 500 right now. The price has dropped pretty dramatically. Do it. So we're going to buy in 500 of that. Beautiful.
Blocker
That's going to keep
liquidated.
us afloat for a good long time there. The price on alloys has actually dropped somewhat as well. Let's sell off some exotic gases. Some rare crystals. I'm not selling dark matter, obviously. We're going to go into 0, and we're going to sell that. We're going to sell some volatile motes. We're going to sell some consumer goods. The price on this is getting to be very not good, but that's fine. We're going to sell off a few minerals. I'm not going to sell too many of those. And I'd love to buy in 2,500 alloys. Obviously, we're lacking cash for that. This price has continued to drop. The AI must be largely done rebuilding after the war. I know they haven't really taken substantial losses in this crisis. So that's good. Well, we did just see this jump up from 11 to 15. Yeah. I would like to see that continue to drop off. For the time being, let's continue to reinforce the planned swarm. Lacking in alloys again. We know we need about 1,000 dark matter, and we know that we have half of that, right? So that's fine. We'll get resources for that. I don't want to buy alloys at this price. I would really, really like to see that price begin to drop.
Research actualized.
What research did we just get? We got energy weapon damage. Cool. Well, we'll continue to repair the planned swarm here. We should be getting pretty close to that being built fully up, but we're not quite there yet. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish rebuilding over here, and we might come out over this way and take out the second contingency hub. Or rather, our second contingency hub, since these guys are just focusing down here. That might be a plan. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Shadow Wolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kintogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.